Hello everyone and welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy and the first video of 2021. To get this year started off on the right foot, no pun intended, we are going to do an update on a cow from about 3 weeks ago. The video was titled, "What do you think is hiding in this foot?" And it featured a cow with a right front foot that had a white line lesion in it, and that lesion had digital dermatitis growing on it. So we went to work on that, we cleaned that area up, and now we're going to check back and see how she's doing after just 3 weeks of healing. If you didn't see that video, here's a quick recap now. I'll put the whole thing down in the description if you guys want to watch the entire trim. You can already tell at the beginning stages of this touch-up that digital dermatitis has completely gone away. That salicylic acid has healed that up. We've got a new layer of hoof horn growing over the top of that. So now we're going to work this down, get this nice and cleaned up so you can get a good look at all the lesion there and how it's healed. I got some criticism in that initial trim video from another hoof trimmer about leaving too much loose horn. And I thought I covered that, why I did that in that first video, but apparently there was some confusion, so I'm going to go over that again a little bit on this one. The reason I left that is not because that loose horn was going to help the lesion heal, but rather I didn't want to try to take that away and risk making that original lesion bleed, that digital dermatitis, to wash away my treatment. So the way to think about this is loose hoof is not an asset. It is a liability. However, there are certain situations where the removal of that loose horn can be a bigger detriment, and that's why I left it. So the way to think about this is think about it in human terms. So like, let's say that maybe someone's got a tumor that needs to be removed, right? Sometimes they won't take all of that tumor out, not because that tumor is good for the person, but because removing that could actually cause more damage and unintended consequences that could end up causing more damage. That's kind of what this was with this case. I left some of that loose hoof because I was afraid that if I tried to undercut that and I brushed up against that active lesion, that I would end up cutting it, causing bleeding, which would then wash away my treatment. And my priority for that initial trim was to get that dermatitis cleared up. That way that new layer of hoof could grow, and then she would be on her way to healing. And as you can see, that worked out. I left some loose hoof on that first trim, but as you can see, all of that dermatitis is now gone, and we've got a nice sound layer of hoof here. There's not any softness to this. It's all good, solid horn. Now, the only thing is this horn, because this trim was only 3 weeks ago, we're looking at a maximum sole thickness here of about 1/8 of an inch. So that's not enough for me to remove this block. I want to leave it on there. I go to this farm, like I said, every 3 weeks. So 3 weeks from now, I will pop that block off and she should be good to go. But this lesion has gotten all cleaned up nice, and I'm pleased with it. And here's a before and after with just 3 weeks of healing. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Let's make 2021 a great year. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.